Hey, friends. Sorry.
Welcome to Leave Me Alone. I'm working on it. Jazz hands.
You have arrived to a bit of chaos today because, look, I feel like I'm disadvantaged. Cassandra is well into her day. Like, you are like at the peak of like energy levels. Me, my day is just getting itself together to get started. Like, it's.
I'm with you. I feel like for me, I am also a like end of the day energy person. Like evening, like I wake up early and I start working, but when I wake up, I'm like a focused hun. But now
False.
I'm a silly hun now.
False.
Like
You are a round the clock energy person. What? Evening energy.
that's what I'm saying.
You
Like
wake up happy.
the energies are. I do wake up happy. There's sometimes when I just get up and I'm like, it's gonna be a great day.
Sometimes that's like every day. Either you say that or you're like, it's such a beautiful day. My goodness.
Oh my gosh. Today
see.
was such a beautiful day. Today was a beautiful day. You know what? Yesterday was also a beautiful day, but it was particularly hard because I was stuck in the office and all I wanted to do was like be outside with the sun on my skin because it's been raining so much. Oh man.
May I present Exhibit
All I
A?
wanted. All I wanted was to be outside. Living my life.
I'm glad for you that you want to be outside.
Yes. Have you watched Grace and Frankie?
Yeah, the two Huns with the husbands who decide to get married and ditch them. I think I saw like maybe the first 3 seasons or 4 seasons. I can't remember. I binged it though. I
You
enjoyed it.
don't like to watch 3 or 4 seasons. I feel like there was a time when you said to me you don't like to watch shows with old people.
I did not say that.
What? I feel like you did. You were like, oh, I just
makes me anxious. I never said that. No, I said I don't like to read romance novels of old people falling in love.
It was.
But I do love to watch like shows. I'm okay with it.
Why don't you like to read about old people falling in love?
I like it when they've already fallen in love and I'm just joining the story like 30 years later. I don't want to read about them.
Love can arrive with you anytime.
I'm aware, but then the entire time they're flirting and Graham and Gramps are getting it on. All I can think about is all the old people I actually know in my life. And it's weird and it's awkward.
Got you. Okay, I mean, I get it. Anyway, Grace and Frankie. Grace and Frankie is amazing. I think it's so funny.
I enjoyed it. It was funny.
It's fantastic. I resonate on a very deep level with Frankie and her craziness because she's
Frankie's
insane.
the crazy the
hippie
the stones and gems. Yeah, that one. Yeah. I liked her too. But Grace is also, I can't quite find the word for her. But anyway, I feel like their chemistry was really good. Casting wise, the pairing, it was
phenomenal.
It was beautiful. Phenomenal. I loved it.
Great casting, great writing. It's just, and also just excellent delivery. Like the two of them.
Wait, wasn't the husband Sam Waterston one of the husbands? The Law and Order guy. The Law and Order guy.
Again, in what world do I know this? I don't know people's names. If you show me their faces, then I know. But if you tell me their names, like I don't know who that is. Anyway, so I was thinking about Grace and Frankie. And there's this one episode of Grace and Frankie that I really love. So I was feeling a bit down this week. So I watched that episode because it really, really makes me laugh. But then I was thinking about like what it's gonna be like when we're old. Like
who's we?
Like we, the people who are young now.
You do realize that we, the people who are young now, are not gonna get old at the same time, right? Because the way you said when we're old and then you go, we the people who are young now, we're not all the same age. Because the way you said it kind of made it seem like we're going to get to a point and the whole world is just going to be old.
No, that's not what I mean. I'm just saying like every single one of us is going to grow up and every single one of us is going to get old. Like life is happening and life is moving and aging is happening. And so
and does that scare you?
It really doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't scare me because I feel like I have this like I do think it's a little bit unhealthy. I do
Mhm.
think it's something I need to work on. But like I have this feeling like I'm gonna live forever. Like I don't know why, but there's this just this like life is so good and life is so big and life is so amazing. Like this is gonna carry on forever, you know? But it's not. I know that, but what I feel is different. Anyway, but what it made me think about was, you know how like older people will be like, "Oh, when I was your age," or
Mhm.
"Oh, the good old days." And
Mhm.
I'm like, the good old days is now. Like the life we are living now is the good
Is
old day.
right. These are the
You
stories
know
that
what I
we're
mean?
gonna tell
The
in like 40 years.
10,000%. These are the stories we're going to tell in 40 years. These are the stories that we're going to tell to our grandchildren as they're maybe sitting at our feet and they're like, Gran, what was it like when, I don't know, COVID happened? You know, like
Mm.
they're going to learn about COVID in history books and we lived it. Do you know what I mean?
Right? Oh
So
my
for
God,
me,
we
I'm
are
like,
gonna be history. We're gonna be the
we,
people in the
yeah.
history. Oh my God. Okay.
We're gonna be that old lady in the documentary that's like, I remember when the president came on the TV and told us we were going into lockdown.
Yeah,
Do you know
I
what I mean?
want
Like,
nothing to do with that kind of docu. Sign me up for a docu that's about how we had a good living. Nothing about the president did some shit.
but yeah, anyway, so I was just thinking, like, these are the good old days. And I'm like,
Mm.
the question that I was asking myself was like, the stories that I have to tell, are they stories that I'm going to be proud to tell? Are they
Oh.
stories that I'm going to be excited to tell, happy to share? Am I going to have things that I'm like, I did this, you know, amazing thing, or I did this really cool thing? Am I going to be happy with the stories that I tell later? Or am I currently, and this is what I worry about sometimes for myself, like, yes, my life is good and it's big and it's amazing, but like I sometimes feel caught in this sense of like, oh, I'm planning for this moment. Like
Mm.
when this moment comes, then I will live. When this happens, then I will live. When my bank balance looks like this, then I will live. When I, you know, meet my person and get married, then I will live. When I have a baby, then I will live. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, what am I waiting for to live? Am I living now? Am I happy with what my life looks like now? So much so that in 40 years' time, I will be like, come, kiddies, let me tell you a story. And it's
Mm.
gonna be a good story.
You know, when you were saying that before you started talking about like, waiting to live, when you first said the things that are happening now, will they be stories that you're happy to tell? The
Mm,
thought that came to me is, am I even living enough life to have stories to tell? And then you went on to say the things about waiting to live. And I'm like, look, literally where I was going, because
yeah.
you're just sitting around waiting for something to happen. Are you living enough life? Will there be any stories to tell from this period of your life? Or will it just be, oh, I was waiting? I was waiting for my person, or I was waiting to have a baby, or I was waiting for my promotion, or I was waiting to get a good job so that I could travel,
Yeah.
so that I could make memories. I was waiting to make a new friend so that I could go out in
Yeah.
public. Like, is that going to be
Your
what the
story.
story of this era of your life is? Yeah, because even
Mm,
me, I'm guilty of like waiting for
mm,
something,
mm.
waiting for some. And I'll give you an example. It's a silly example, but I do this thing where I want to buy something. Like I need
Yeah.
something. Like maybe let's
Yeah.
let's do, for instance, I need what's something basic? I need a new dress. I know
Yeah.
I've no, actually, scratch that. I need a blazer, a black blazer, functional, all of the things. I need it. I've needed it for a while. And I just don't have one and just didn't get one. I wait until there's an event happening, something's happening that's gonna warrant me buying it. Like I just push that thing
Mm,
out waiting. So until something like, oh,
mm.
there's a graduation or you have to be a public speaker somewhere. And then I use that. I'm like,
Got
see,
you.
here's a good reason to buy a blazer. I mean, it saves me money, but at the same time, and like I said, it's a silly example. At the same time, I'm literally waiting for events to happen in my life to make me do
Got
stuff,
you.
to make me
Got you.
live,
Got you.
you know? And
100%. 100%. I think the example for me is uh, it's like for me it is I'm waiting to lose X amount of weight,
Mm.
and then I will go outside. I will allow myself to be seen by the public. I'm kidding. I'm exaggerating. But like, but no, but true, like
But
truly,
I
like
get you.
it's like this is the thing for me that's like, oh, I wish this was different. But as soon as I get this right, then I will feel more confident, and I
Mm.
will, look better and
Yeah,
feel
yeah, yeah.
better, and then I will live. But there's
I'm
nothing
waiting to
stopping
make X
me.
amount of money to
Girl,
live.
that was gonna be my next one. That was gonna be my
I'm
next
just
one. Me,
like,
I have the vision of the yacht in traveling from Greek
yep.
island to Greek island, and the mansion in Lake
Ye-
Como, and all of this. I'm dreaming big. Do you know what I mean? But what's stopping me from going to Lake Como today?
Money. Money
Well,
stopping you. Like, come on, ain't cheap. She goes, what's stopping me? Dollar bills is stopping you, girl.
you know what? You're not wrong. But what I'm saying is that, like, I don't need the. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But what I'm saying is that I don't need the mansion to go to Lake Como. We can go to
What
Lake Como
mansion?
and dream about the mansion.
Oh, like a mansion in Lake Como? Guys,
Girl,
Cassie
a
and I
George
have this
Clooney
dream that we're gonna have
situation.
like a family mansion in Lake Como, and we're just
No,
gonna
guys,
pack
this
up
is the
and go
vision.
there with our
This is the
friends and
vision.
just go chill.
This
We do have this dream, right? But
I'm very excited. I'm very excited for it.
did I tell you that I got like I didn't search it, I didn't Google it, nothing. Some real estate company in Dubai sent me like this come buy a house in Lake Como thing. And I'm just like, are you people
In
listening
Lake
to us?
Como.
I'm not kidding.
Wait, is it Lake Como, Italy, or is it Lake Como, Dubai? Because
No, no,
Dubai.
no, no.
Dubai
It's
likes to create their own
I
version of
know,
what
I
already
know.
exists in
There's
Dubai.
like no, not that. Because guys, there's Santorini in Dubai. There's
There is Santorini in Dubai.
what's
The whole
that
world
whole
islands,
yeah,
all the
no,
countries
apart
are in
from that
Dubai.
one, like those housing estates that we went to look at in I
Oh
don't so I can't remember.
yes.
And they were all
Yes, yes,
named like
yes.
all these little clusters, all named
100%.
about
Mykonos. There's
Mykonos.
Mykonos, there was Santorini, there was Eos,
There
there
was
was
Venice, and then in
Paphos,
the
there
in the
was
plan for Venice,
yes.
the area also had quite a bit of water surrounding the whole. Like it's gonna be stunning when it's done.
It's gonna be
But
amazing.
this was actual Lake Como
Actual
because it
actual
was a
Lake
brochure. I'll
Como?
look for it for you. It was like a brochure of like
Please send it to
and
me.
it was like a 10-minute drive to Lake Como and like a 15
Oh
minute
my
drive to this other
gosh.
place and whatever. And I was just
Oh
like,
my gosh.
nobody tell me they're not listening to us. They're 1000%
They're
listening
1000.
to us because why am I
They are
getting this?
1000% listening to us. 1000%. Okay, but seriously, send me the brochure about Lake Como because I'm very interested. Interested to
Oh,
dream,
Lord.
not interested to buy because I cannot. Because, like Aura told you, I don't got no dough.
I mean, not that you don't have dough. You just don't
No,
have
let
buy
me.
a house in Lake
Woo.
Como dough.
Yeah,
Do you
not
know what I
yet
mean? There's
though. But
levels to
I
these
have
things.
fair. But I have high, high, high hopes for us. High, high, high hopes for us.
All
I
right.
think you asked. I think you asked also like a really good question on this aging thing. You asked me how I feel about getting older. I don't actually have an issue with getting older. I don't think like as I think about it now, I don't feel any type of way. It's gonna happen. It's inevitable. How do you feel about aging?
I can't wait to be a cranky
What?
old lady. It's like the
What do
pinnacle of
you
my life's
mean?
experience. Just getting there at like being an 80-year-old cranky lady who says anything she thinks, zero filter, zero shame, does whatever she wants. But also, I'm not worried because I'm black, and we all know the black does not crack, you know. So I'm
Yo,
like,
can I tell you? There's this hun on TikTok. I don't know what her name is. I will find out. I will send it to you. She is 54 years old, but she looks like she just turned 29.
I've been
She
seeing a
looks
lot of them.
she looks amazing. And it was so funny because she had her caption. It was like, let me give you advice from someone who's 54 years old. And people were like, did you mean 54 months? Because like, there's no way. It was very funny.
Yeah.
It was very funny.
I'm like, I'm not so worried because I'm like, black doesn't crack. So I'm going to be a good looking 80-year-old grandma. You know what I
It's
mean?
true.
And if you
It's
make
true.
good
We will
money, you'll
be
be even better
even
looking.
better, even
So
better
I'm
looking.
just
It's
like,
very
you
true.
know what? it's fine. I'm not worried about it. I feel like it will actually be a good time because you
I
and I
think
will
so
just be
too.
trolling people
100%.
without a
You're
care in the
right.
world. Like at that point, you cannot come for me.
Yeah,
Because
there's nothing you can say.
there's nothing you can say, there's
There's
nothing you
nothing you
can
can
do.
say.
It's also just the proof of a life well lived, and I'll get to see
Mm.
my kids and the things that we've worked for, and
Mm.
see if maybe all of the fights that we've had and the conversations and the protests and all of the things, if it has changed anything in the world, if we have attained equality, if we have, I'm not going to say ended racism, but if we have somewhat minimalized it or made it irrelevant,
Mm,
those
mm,
kinds of
mm.
things. You want to see where the world's going to go. If we have flying cars, because I'm down for that thing. I am
I
down.
think we're
Let's do
gonna see
it.
that sooner. Elon Musk lives in this world.
Ugh,
I
can
think
we
we're
not
going
talk
to
about
see
Elon
that.
Musk?
I think we're going to see that sooner than you think.
And I hope it's not from Elon Musk. No hate. Actually, a little bit of hate. But
I was gonna be like, sounds like a little bit of hate.
tiny bit of hate, because why are you just racist? But anyway, but yeah, I'm excited to see where the world goes. I'm not that. Can I tell you the only thing that scares me about growing old is that
Mm.
the older you get, the more people you lose. Like
Oh,
you're gonna lose loved ones.
snappily
That's the
Judah.
only thing that I'm not looking forward to. We're not all gonna get to this place, together.
Sure.
That's
I
that's the
definitely
thing.
didn't think of it. I didn't think about it like that
That's
at
the only
all.
thing I'm not looking forward to. But aside from that, I think it'll be a good time. I hope it'll be a good time.
I don't, yeah, wow. That's a good thing you've just called out there. Sorry, I'm having a thinking moment. I think for me, my feeling like I'm gonna live forever. I don't. It's not that I'm so silly that I'm like I'm gonna live forever. It's just this feeling of like life that I have, and I'm like life is gonna be great and life is gonna be big. But in my head, that's true for everybody I love. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we're all gonna be amazing. We're all gonna do amazing. We're all gonna live these big, amazing, incredible lives because those are the people I've chosen to surround myself with. Um, and so for you to say this for me now, I'm like unacceptable. Like
I
no.
mean, we are getting to that phase where a lot of people our age are starting to lose parents, and that's a big one. That's a scary one,
Yeah. It's not a
So
nice one.
it's
Yeah.
not a nice one. You are going to, with every new birth, you're going to have to embrace that another life is potentially going to end somewhere down the
Phew.
road. It's the reality of growing old, and it's a
I'm with
privilege to
you.
even be
I'm
here
with you. I'm with
to
you.
celebrate the people that we miss and that we love who have, gone to be with Jesus. So that's why I don't think too much about growing old, because I'm just like, everyone that I love and see and want to be with right now doesn't necessarily mean I'm
Mm.
going to see and be. So let's not think that far. Let's enjoy now.
With you.
you
And
know?
I agree. I agree fully. But I think anyway, just a sobering thought, but an important one as well.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. What I'm also reflecting on right now is that um how we are talking about aging now in our 30s
Mm.
versus how, well, at least I was talking about aging in my 20s.
What was different?
Like in my 20s, it was more like I need to achieve this, and this, and this by this date, this time. I need to look like this, sound like this, have gotten this,
Oh, ma'am.
Like that's what
Mm-hmm.
that's what aging was. And it was this pressure cooker
Mm-hmm.
of like of a life to-do list. Do you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and now I'm just like, I just want to live a life that is good, that is filled with love and kindness, that is filled with
Mm-hmm.
good people. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yes, I've got big dreams, like, don't get me wrong, but the way that I'm seeing that sense of pressure, the timeline is completely different, which is it's this is the piece of me that I love about growing up and growing older. It's
Mm-hmm.
just like life perspective. It's great. It makes I honestly feel happier than I
Mm.
did in my 20s,
I
if I'm
agree.
honest.
I think there's a lot of pressure in your 20s to make it, crack it, be it, and all of us,
Mm,
well, I'm not going to say all of us, but a majority of us have set this benchmark, and that benchmark is 30. And we've had this chat many times. By the
mm,
time I'm 30, I must have done this, I must have done that, I must be married, have a house. Like for me, it was like by the time I'm 30, I wanted to be at a certain point in my career. I wanted to have my own, like have bought a house, have a really nice car, you know, get married. I wanted to get married like maybe 28, 29, get married, not
mm,
yet have
mm.
babies, but have that like in the like immediate future, like in the 5-year
With
plan, if
you.
we talk about that. And there was all this pressure. The closer you got to 30, it's like, I'm a failure. I
Ah,
didn't
not
do
winning.
it.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't get
yeah.
my mama, I made it moment. And you get
Yeah,
30 and you're a little bit miserable because it feels like you it almost felt it almost felt like you once in our heads when in our 20s, well in mine at least, it was like you if you hit 30 and you didn't have it together, the world was going to end. Like it was all going to
yeah,
fall apart. Like there was no hope for you. There was no
100%.
future for you. And then
And there was just shame, like
yeah, and there was
shame
shame.
because I haven't done the things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now I'm 30. I'm a 30-year-old woman. And then you get to 30 and what can you do? You don't have it together. You're figuring it out. Life is changing on a daily basis. You
On a
throw a little
daily.
party to be like, I turned 30, got nothing to show for it, but I'm 30. So, but what I've realized is the further you get away from that big 3-0, the
Mm.
more your life seems to stabilize and calm down.
Settle and
The
calm.
Settle and calm. The more you
Woo,
let go of
truly.
all of these unrealistic expectations, it's like I
Mm,
hit 30 without achieving my big life goals and I didn't die.
mm.
So what's going to happen? It's like now you're just like,
That goes
okay,
on.
exactly. The clock ran out. So now I'm not under pressure to do anything or be anything. I'm
Fair, I
just
get
going to
you.
build my life. It's like I didn't hit it. So now I'm just taking it as it comes. You're chilling, you're exploring, you're finding new dreams, and you get more comfortable in yourself. There's just
Yeah.
once you remove the pressure, my goodness, and you can breathe, life just becomes
Life
that's
becomes
that's what
so
I've
good.
experienced, and I
It
could listen to
becomes
you now
so
as well.
good.
You're in your 30s. You're like, it's just so much calmer now. Like you are growing, and your
Mm,
perspective of the world and of life has changed. So has mine since moving
mm.
away from 30. So what's the moral of the story, Sha? Hit 30 quickly and move on.
I couldn't agree more. Like I really couldn't agree more. This is something that I would have asked an older person if
Mm,
we had an older person to join us for the chat today.
wouldn't that be
But I will
great?
ask, I
Get
know,
like
but I
Frankie
will,
to join us.
oh my gosh,
She's a
Grace
saint. I
and
love her.
Frankie. It would be so good. But like, is there anything, Ore, you wish you had known sooner? I mean, you're still in your early 30s, so it's not
Mm,
like you've got so much life ahead of you.
mm.
Um, but is there anything you wish you knew sooner?
I mean, a lot of things. A lot of things. I feel like this one's going to require thought because which of the many things I wish I'd known sooner is the most significant for me right now is the question.
Mm, mm,
I
mm.
wish that I had. I think the major thing for me and something I'm still working on is that I wish that I had known that there is no race per se. Like there's no,
Race.
yeah,
Oh,
there's no
like
race. Like we're not.
to a finish line, not skin
Exactly.
color.
There we go. No,
I was confused.
no, girl. Like we're
I
not
was like, what are you
running.
talking about?
We're not running. It's not a sprint. It's not particularly even a
Mm,
marathon.
correct.
It's more like a leisurely walk.
Mm,
But a
mm,
walk where you can choose to sit down and rest if you're tired. You can choose
mm,
to go for a sprint. You can choose to
mm,
run. You can choose to
mm,
stop for a coffee with friends.
mm,
You can
mm,
choose to
mm,
take a nap. I wish I understood
Love that.
more that you like you really do get to craft what your life looks like, feels like, sounds
Yeah.
like. And
Yeah.
I had gotten rid of all the external pressure a lot earlier. I feel like if I'd done that, one, I'd be a happier person. But funny enough, I feel like I would also have achieved more because
Mm.
the pressure makes you jump from things too quickly
Mm.
because it's
Mm.
almost like I'm trying to find the one thing that's going to make me blow. I'm trying to find the
Mm.
one thing that's going to make me big. And when you start
Mm.
doing something and that thing is shaky and it's not, you kind of like want to wrap it up quickly and move on to another thing because you're like, I've not found it yet.
Yeah.
Well, at least in
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
experience,
Yeah.
that's what's happened. I haven't found the it factor yet. And so
Yeah.
starting over, you're not going to get anywhere. So
Yeah.
I wish that I had this feeling of this lack of pressure that I'm now experiencing in my 30s. I wish someone had told me when I was 18 starting university that girl,
Mm.
put it down. I wish someone
Mm.
had told me. I wish someone
Mm.
had told me because I would not have pursued medicine. I
Oh,
wish someone
girl.
had told me because when my literature teacher was saying to me, "Why are you going to science class? You should
Oh,
be in arts." I
girl.
would have stayed in arts because I didn't have a point to
Yeah.
prove. I
Yeah.
wish someone had told me this pressure to achieve, it's not going to matter in 20 years from now. I would have had
Yeah.
a much happier life. I would have taken on a lot of
Mm.
experiences. But because I was
Mm.
so focused on trying to achieve something, there were a lot of experiences that I felt like if this doesn't add to this big goal I'm pursuing, then I don't have time for it. So I
Mm.
didn't get to
Mm. Mm.
explore certain things or do certain things.
Mm.
And now I'm like, I
Mm.
wish I'd
Mm.
taken the time to
Mm.
detour and go,
Mm.
see, do that thing, have that experience, travel to that place, meet that person,
With
take
you.
that course that doesn't add to my
With
future
you.
per se. That's that's what I wish I'd known. I wish I had this 30 plus zero pressure thing way back when.
Yeah.
It would have been so
Yeah.
helpful. It would have been helpful.
That was amazingly well said. I understood that. I resonated with a lot of what you said as well. Um, I think for me as well, echoes a little bit of what you're saying.
Mm,
Um, for me, the thing I wish I'd known sooner, or let me say not the lesson I wish I'd learned sooner.
mm,
Okay, is that is kind of this desire or this pursuit of like external validation,
mm,
because I kind of, and I think this is true for a lot of people, but you kind of need to be validated by others to feel validated within yourself.
mhm.
Excuse me. So it was, if someone told me I did a good job, then I knew that I'd done a good job. But if no one said to me, Cassie, you've done a good job, I would fret and I would freak out because no one has told me that it was good. So it must be
Must be
shit.
bad. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Mhm,
Like, and honestly, like, still something I'm working on
mhm.
today,
Girl, same.
like, so I think that push for external validation, the desire for like someone to tell you that you're good, someone to tell you that you're beautiful,
Whew.
someone to tell you that you're talented, someone to tell you that you're skilled, someone to tell you that you're gonna go far, someone to tell you that you can do anything, be anything, whatever. I grew up needing to hear that from other people in
Yeah.
order to feel good. And when I didn't, I felt terrible. And so now growing up, I care so much less about what other people think. And that again has come with its own freedom. Still a journey. Do not get me wrong. Still a journey. But like I have come a
Yeah.
long way. Like a long,
I
long, long
applaud
way
you. I
in
don't
that
know
in
that
that
I've come a long
experience.
way, friend. I
No,
think
you
I'm
have.
still
No,
I'm
you
still
have.
within.
I will affirm you in this because you have, like, there's chats that we've had offline, sorry friends, but like there's chats that we've had offline where you're like, no, like you've stood up for yourself, you've pushed back, you've told people this is unacceptable, this is not okay. Like you've been like, they're like telling you this is what it should be, and you're like, I strongly, vehemently, and firmly disagree. Like I've been there. And listen, I've been in rooms where Ore is like tearing people apart. People who need to be torn apart. And this
Mm.
is me on the side, just like, well done. Congratulations,
Guys,
man.
it takes me a long time to get there, but
No,
once
it
I
takes Ore a long
arrive,
time. Yeah. Yeah. And
It's
it
not
was
a
a
good
beautiful sight.
time.
It was a beautiful sight because it was deserved. It was just so deserved. But I digress. But I just want to affirm you that yeah, I've seen you come far.
Okay.
I
It's still a
definitely have.
journey then that I'm
We're
definitely still
all of
on.
us. All of
Yeah.
us.
It's a big one, Cass, that
Um,
you mentioned. The
yeah. Yeah.
self-validation thing. It's a big
The
one.
self, yeah. Big one for sure. The other one that I was going to say, which I've now briefly forgotten for a second, but it spoke to this thing about the detour and this thing about taking a moment, okay?
Mm,
Because my life has been very the to-do list, let me say, has been very full. Like
mm,
even at school, I had like something on every single night. Like if I was in choir, if I was in debating, public speaking,
mm,
drama, I was in the school play,
mm,
I was on the tennis team and I was on the squash team. Do you know
mm.
what I mean? Like, and then we had netball and then we had basketball. Like
I'm getting a
there
headache
was
just listening to how hectic your life was.
and then there was piano lessons, and then like truly when I think about my like all the things I was doing, I
And
was
you
like, where did I
detoured.
have all of this time? No. For me it was different. It was filling the space
Mm.
with stuff so that I looked impressive. Do you know
Oh,
what I mean? It's like,
oh, damn.
do you know?
Okay.
There was no time for Cassie to discover who Cassie was. What did Cassie want? And there was an inkling and there was a push. There was a push for the creative, very much like you. But I was like, but the creative isn't going to do the things. And my parents were in my ear as well. And
Yeah.
so I went the chartered accountant route. And I remember, like, I think the one thing I wish I'd known sooner, and if one day, Jesus, please, I have children, it will be, I will encourage them to take a gap year.
What?
Take a gap year. Yeah, a constructive gap year after high school. Just
Ay, ay,
take a
ay.
year.
I'm sorry. I'm too Nigerian for that. A gap what?
A gap year.
Uh-uh.
Take 1 year, a
Mm-mm.
constructive year. You're not going to sit on the couch
Mm-mm.
and do nothing, but you're
How
going
are
to
you
go
going to make them?
travel.
You know, at
You
that
can't.
point, they're adults, right? Get them into school so that they're not your problem. I'm kidding. I'm really kidding. I'm kidding. But
Lol. But anyway, that's the one thing I wish for me. If I feel like if I'd had just a year away, a year doing something wildly different, I
mm,
think I would have come back and I would have come into the thing that I'm doing now, which I really, really love. So,
I don't know
yeah,
that that's true for you,
that's for me.
Cass. I'm not sure if a gap year would have, because you're also forgetting that it was a different time, right? And right
Mm,
now, it's a lot more like how to earn a living from the arts and the creatives is a lot more tangible, more
fair.
visible. 20
That's
years
true.
ago, it was not. 10 years ago, it was not. And you still had
Yeah.
external pressure from the parental unit, right? And they
No,
still were
can I
going to
just
pay.
can I just have a moment? Because you said 20 years ago, and I was like, what? And then I was like, no, wait, she's right. It was 20 years ago.
It's when you were starting uni or, I mean, anyway, but,
No,
but,
I'm just saying I had a moment where I was like, sure, it's been 20 years. Like,
because
jeepers.
you still had the external pressure from the parental unit as to what you
Yeah,
should do, what a future would look like. And
yeah.
whether we like it or not, they at that time were the final authority and on anything, not because they were domineering or anything, but most of us looked up to our parents. you know
Mm,
they had this world of knowledge, this wealth of knowledge. They had lived
of
life.
course, we
So
trusted them.
we trusted them. They were a strong influence. So when they say
Mm,
in the world today you cannot survive, how are you going to make a living from this? You need to go and do
mm,
this and do that so that you can have a solid foundation that you can build
mm,
on, and then later on you
mm,
can maybe explore these things. So I don't know that a
mm,
gap year would have made all of that much difference for you. You would have gone out and had a good time and explored and whatever. You probably still would have come back and toed the line. Just in the back of your
mm,
mind, you'd have been like, I need to do this. This is the right thing for me to do right now. This is the safe thing to do.
mm,
And then you'd have
mm,
been thinking about maybe somewhere in the future how to merge your new dreams with your solid
mm.
foundation. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not sure that
Listen.
you can put this on yourself. I don't think this is a you problem. I
Well,
think
fair. I mean, because the conversation that I had with my parents at the time was like, they were like, "Well, where's your head at?" And I was like, "Oh, maybe accounting." And they were like, "Good, good, 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 good." you know. And then I did say to them, I was like, I did have a conversation with my mom and dad about taking a gap year, and I was like, I would like to just take a year and like go, I don't know, do something wildly different. And of
What was the
course, my
response?
my Kenyan black parents were like, in no world, like
Exactly.
absolutely not, but the desire was there, and I feel like, because as much as my parents are, very strong in their opinions, they listen. And I
Mm.
feel like if I had pushed a little bit harder, maybe had a stronger argument, because that's, you have to make your case in my
You do have
case,
to
my
make your case. Even
family,
in
yeah.
mine, you have to make your
Yeah,
case. Yeah.
make your case. If I had done it, I think that they would have acquiesced. I do think so. Now, that said, though, for me, it was a combination of what you're saying, and yes, they're probably right. They're my parents. I trust them. But it also was fear, like, if I come back and I'm 1 year behind, like everybody else is going to be in second year, and then I'm only going to be in
Yeah.
first year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, no, 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 that's not gonna. I didn't like that. I didn't like how that felt. So
Yeah.
I didn't push for it. So that's why I'm saying, like, I like your thing about, like, take a detour, It's
Yeah. Take a
okay.
detour.
It's okay.
And while you're taking a detour, can we eliminate one thing in life? Let's all work together, come together and work on this one thing. And no, it is not ending racism or equality or anything. Can we just delete mates from the dictionary, from the social construct? You don't have
Mates.
mates.
What point are you trying to
Classmates,
make?
age mates,
uh
work. You don't have mates. You are on this journey solo. Your name is
you
Solomon.
really are. You
Solo. This thing of my mates are doing so, and so I must be doing so and so. Or now I feel like shit because I'm not doing my mates are getting married. They're not your mates. My mates are
with
having
you.
babies. My mates have $1 million. My mates have started first year. I'm taking a gap year. I'll come back and be a
Mm,
year
mm,
behind my mates. You
mm,
don't have mates. You
mm.
came out of the womb alone, except you have even if you
Mm.
have a twin, you still came out alone. Two babies can't come
It's
out at the
true.
same time. You want to kill that
It's
woman?
true.
You came out alone. So you should be your own mate. Like the
Yeah,
times and the seasons should only apply to you. Like when it is the
with
right
you.
time in my life, I'll get married. When it's the right time, I will have $1 million. When it's the right time, I will buy a house in Lake Como. Like, let's take away that because it's also in Nigeria, it's also a thing they use to troll you, hey. And I told this story before how I got trolled. It's like your mates have been married and have kids and you're
Oh,
proud because
yeah.
I don't
Oh,
have
yeah, yeah,
mates.
yeah.
We might have
Yeah.
been in the same class, we might have gone to school at the
Yeah.
same time, we might have graduated at the
Mm,
same time, but
mm,
if we start to look at our lives and our journeys as being solo,
mm,
it takes
mm,
away a lot of the pressure to
mm,
achieve something at a certain age because everybody else around you who's your age or who went
mm,
through the same process as you has achieved it in your own
mm,
time, babes, in your own time.
for sure.
So that's
Um, yeah,
yeah.
sure. I've really enjoyed this conversation. Truly, I have. Um, I think the last thing that I'll leave us with is a couple of thoughts. Um, maybe questions for reflection. Let's call them that.
Questions for
Questions for
reflection, she
reflection.
said.
Like, I think that we need to. Oh, have you seen that movie 27 Dresses?
Yeah, loved it.
Right,
That
Catherine
was when
Heigl.
rom-com was rom-com, not now.
Rom-com was real rom-coms. Rom-coms now are very strange, but like when
Wait,
rom-coms were real
27
rom-coms.
dresses is Heigl?
Heigl, Catherine Heigl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. And it's that whole thing of like always the bridesmaid, never the bride,
Never the Bride.
right? And for me, I'm just kind of like, are you romanticizing what your life is, or are you actually living it? Do you know
Mm.
what I mean? Don't romanticize what could be. Make it happen. Live today. These are the good old days. they are now. They are happening to you right now. The life you're living is the stories that you're going to tell. And if you are looking at your life and you're not happy with the stories that you're going to tell,
Mm.
then start living. Start living your life, because what are you waiting for? Truly, what are you waiting for?
Yeah.
I went online also to look at, like, I don't know if you've seen these, but there's old people who give advice to young people,
I've
like
seen that. Yeah.
that whole thing. There was this one man, and he was amazing. And if we can find the clip and add it somehow, we'll try and do that. But he's 96 years old, and this is what he had to say. He said, "Cherish every moment, love deeply, and never stop learning.
Mm.
Embrace challenges as opportunities. Stay curious and surround yourself with good people. Laugh often, forgive easily, and never lose sight of what truly matters in a moment. Above all, live with gratitude and make every day count." And I was just
Cute.
like, amazing. Amazing, and not groundbreaking thoughts. Do you know what
No,
I mean?
they never
But
are, though, you know?
but a good reminder. These are the
Yeah.
kind of things that if you live your life this way, your life turns out clearly amazingly, because was the happiest 96-year-old man I'd ever seen online. But yeah. Anyway, so yes, that's it from us. Are you living life? Are you romanticizing your life? Stop romanticizing it and live it. And come tell us what you think. How do you feel about aging? How do you feel about getting older? What are some of the things you wish you'd known sooner? Let's share the wisdom. Come say hi on socials. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok. And of course, you can listen to our episodes on Apple, YouTube, and of course, Spotify. Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Hey, thanks for listening. Please don't forget to like and subscribe anywhere and everywhere you find your podcasts. Also, you can watch and subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Okay, love you. Bye.